And with the memory of last year's hurricane season still fresh in the minds of many in the Caribbean, the 2018 season starts today, June 1st. With the recent destructive passage of subtropical storm Alberto and the revelation that the death toll in Puerto Rico from Hurricane Maria may be closer to 5,000 than the official number 64, Caribbean disaster management experts are trying to get the region ready for the superstorms climate change is creating. Now we're being joined by Dr. Barbara Carby. She's the head of the Disaster Risk Reduction Center at the University of the West Indies in Jamaica. Hi, Dr. Carby. With so many in the region still recovering from the last hurricane season, is the Caribbean prepared for hurricane season 2018?
Well, good morning to you and your viewers. I can't speak really authoritatively to regional preparedness. What I do know is that many of the countries who were affected last year have learned lessons from the 2017 season and are trying to implement better measures for the 2018 season and beyond.
Really quickly, CARICOM has a CDM framework, the Comprehensive Disaster Management Framework, which is from 2007. Has hurricane season 2017 changed any of the policies from that framework at all?
There was a review done on the regional response mechanism, which is part of the entire CDMA mechanism. And there were decisions made to improve some of the responses in terms of timeliness of response and so on. Just to note, though, that the 2007 framework was actually updated in 2014. And that update would have taken into account the projections for climate change and the projections for more intense hurricanes and increased flooding and so on. So yes, there have been revisions to the 2007 framework, taking into account the science behind climate change.
As the head of the Disaster Risk Reduction Center, what is some of the stuff that this center is working on that the region needs to implement in order to be better prepared for 2018 and hurricane seasons in the future?
The center, as part of the Institute for Sustainable Development at UWI, has a knowledge management project. It's called the Enhancing Knowledge Application for Comprehensive Disaster Management Project. And that project has the objective of increasing the knowledge output into various sectors in the Caribbean. So that includes policymakers, it includes the private sector, and it includes disaster risk management practitioners. We've already had several workshops on mainstreaming the comprehensive disaster management framework into policy and into sectors in the region. Our next major activity is piloting of 2 courses on disaster risk management. These courses will eventually become part of an online MSc program. So those courses are actually being piloted in the month of June and July.
Now, Dr. Carby, clearly you're very busy today, but I have one more question for you. As a Caribbean disaster management expert, do you think that the Caribbean, that the region can be expected to deal with recovering from major disasters without international help?
Well, it is going to be extremely difficult. We can see the level of impact of storms from last year. And we do know that the climate scientists are telling us that these types of storms will continue into the future. So it is highly likely that we're going to need external assistance from our development partners and even the diaspora and so on to recover, but not only recover, to also increase regional resilience to these impacts so that in the future we can reduce the level of impact on the different countries.
Thank you so much, Dr. Carby, for talking to us. We've been speaking to Dr. Carby. She's the head of the Disaster Risk Recovery Center at the University of the West Indies in Jamaica.